slowly, but still time is running out.
Hello friends, Matt here, and today I'm taking a look at two discs from two kind of cool manufacturers that are on, I guess, kind of the smaller side, but affiliated with bigger companies. That is the Thought Space Athletics Mantra and the Kastaplast Falk. I've got the Mantra here in the Aura plastic, and my Falk as a K1 soft. Both of these discs have the same numbers. They're both 9, 6, -2, 1. And I thought that was a really interesting number combination. So kind of medium fast, super glidy, a little bit understable. And they're both near max weight. That's 175, that's 173. And this one was a gift from a friend of mine. So thanks, buddy, you know who you are. And this one was recommended actually by my friend Zach, who will appear in this video. He also throws Falks all the time. So I got him to throw a couple in from his bag. He also has a K1 soft, and he has this really weird limited edition K2 that's super gummy, swirly, sparkly. And it was like a really specific tournament run that Dave Feldberg had for NADGT, I think 2 years ago. And it's like kind of more overstable. So I think that was kind of fun to show, as well as seeing the flight between these two. So I took them out to a couple different courses at Etowah and Deerfield, and I'll give you a look at them first. So of course, since this is basically MVP neutron plastic, I'm pretty sure it is MVP neutron plastic. It is widely believed that Thought Space is molded by MVP, if not confirmed by now. It has the little, solid dashes on the outside that most MVP and streamline discs have. And if you get a look at it, it's a very neutral profile. Not a big dome, but nice, even shoulder. Very, kind of neutral PLH. With an understable disc, you either expect the wing to be a little lower than that or the wing to turn down a little bit, but it doesn't. It's kind of like a straight wedge, but it does give an understable profile. Kind of reminds me of like a slimmer Valkyrie feel. And then the Falk has a little bit blunter edge, a little lower PLH, but it has this kind of tapered lower wing that's very interesting. Really even shoulder, and this one is pretty gummy, but not like crazy floppy or anything. It feels really nice. When I was throwing it at Etowah, it wasn't a wet day, but there were a lot of puddles, so it got wet a lot. And despite that, it still was really grippy, and I hardly had to wipe it down to get it feeling good again. So we'll get a look at these guys out on the course, get to see some of Zach's shots with his Falks as well at the end. Thank you guys for watching, and let's check it out. Starting out with some throws in the field, a little 50% hyzer shot with the Falk. Rides out there just over 300 feet, and nice little fade at low speed. Trying the Mantra out on that same line. Very similar throw. On this one it got maybe a tiny bit more fade, but also went just a bit further as well. Now I'm going to throw these guys on a little bit flatter, harder line. The Mantra flips up, goes great, and hits that tree at about 340 feet. Going with the Falk now. It shows a little bit more turn, but as it hits that tree at about 320 feet, it was starting to hook up. Try them on a forehand, little light one. This one goes about 300, but it turned a whole lot and almost went in the road. The Falk is kind of soft plastic, so I didn't love it for a forehand, but it still goes 285 pretty straight. Take him over to hole 19, throwing that big backhand bending anhyzer. It skips up into circle 2 with the Mantra. And with the Falk, I didn't give it quite enough, I guess, and it bucks out and skips across the road, technically inbounds though. Over to Deerfield, trying the Mantra, splits the Mando easily, but keeps on going forever. It went about 350 feet and way longer than it needed to. Falk, however, performs this line beautifully. It was still long, but edge of circle 2, would have had a putt for that one. And this is my buddy Zach. He's throwing some of his Falks. That's a more overstable one. And that's my K1 Falk. And he's throwing a little bit flippier one here that was beautiful, but clips that tree. And here's the Mantra. And I think that was a really good line. It turned a little bit more in the hyzer than I thought, and hits that tree right there and falls straight down. Hole 17, Mantra gets through this tight gap really well, but goes about 60 long of the pin, actually. That's kind of hard to do on that hole. Falk runs right at it and just barely misses the ace. That would have been a cool one to get. Skipping back to hole 14, kind of felt me is out of order. It didn't give the Falk quite enough to turn over by the basket, but it still goes pretty good ways. Mantra, however, dialed that one perfectly. It glides up there, and we are 10 feet from the pin.
That's really nice. So this right here is K1 Falk. They usually only make one run of this shimmer blue. This one's regular flippy Falk. And this one is even more shimmery, K2. Nice and bendy. Only one run made of this. This is stable, more like a Lots. So I'll throw them both.
Thanks to Zach for giving us a rundown on the different Falk runs. He kind of comes over on this one a little bit early. He's at the edge of the gap, but way right side. This one's his more overstable one, an AGGT one, and it is pinned. Skips right up there, and it's just about perfect. So as you can see, I have some pretty good throws with both of them. It's not a type of disc I throw very much. I don't actually have anything that's net negative in my bag except for my Swan putters that are, I think, maybe 0.5 more turn than fade. But I found the Falk maybe is a little bit more low speed stable than the Mantra. The Mantra was just really straight all the time. You give it some hyzer and power and it just flips up and rides forever. The Falk would do that when I threw it hard too, but if you only threw it mid speed, it goes straight, kind of flips up and rides, and then you do see some fade out of it. So overall, I think both of these are great discs for like beginner to intermediate players. If you or a friend of yours is an athletic person but just getting into disc golf, definitely pick one of these up. The one thing that I think might give the Mantra a slight edge with that crowd in particular is it's a little cheaper. I think I got this one, no, this was a gift, but I saw them on Infinite for, I think, $14.99, whereas the Falk was $19.99. So maybe the cost difference could sway some more people to the Mantra, but I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. It just kind of depends on the feel you like. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Zach, for being part of the filming, and have a great day.